What is up, everybody? We are back for episode 3 on this podcast that we have yet to be named. A lot of creativity in the naming department right now. Hojo PR firm, fake PR firm, but we are going to take it. We are joined today by my boy, Lippy, my roommate for, 4 years, Ryan?
A good 4 years, really 3, but the last year counts as roommates.
Oh, dude, we were over at each other's houses all the time. Funny story, Ryan came to visit us on his official visit his freshman year, and he joined and committed to Tampa because we went out on a Tuesday night. Ryan, can you agree with that?
Yeah, the second I stepped foot into the establishment, RIP Outpost, second episode in a row it's been mentioned. But yeah, the second I went in there on a Tuesday night and started slugging greasy dollar liquor drinks, I was sold. And yeah, the rest was history from there.
All right, I love it. Ryan currently is in South Carolina. Again, I live in the suburbs of Chicago. But we're going to have Ryan on a few times. We're going to have him on for the Jameis Winston tracker. Ryan has been a huge Jameis guy throughout his Tampa years, and now he's following him in New Orleans as well. His one and only job is to track Jameis this year. So, Ryan, give us the overview about the Saints. That's a dub. That is a dub.
I got one word for you, Bobbo. And you know about it being a lifelong Tom Brady fan. Efficiency. Jameis was efficient from opening kickoff to the last whistle. Oh, he threw for under 200 yards. Guess what? 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Oh, he threw a pick. It got called back. He got assaulted after he threw the ball. That defensive player gets arrested in 48 states for committing that hit. Jameis Winston played a near flawless level game for the Saints on Sunday, something that Drew Brees last year could not do for them.
What did he score? 5 touchdowns?
5 touchdowns. One of them was a push pass to Kamara, but still, there's a lot of touch on that push pass.
So one thing that I recognize, so at the bar I was at in Naperville, Illinois, the Saints-Packers game was on the big screen, and I had my Patriots game on the side. One thing that I recognize, just kind of going back and forth watching games because I knew you were going to be on the show this week, or today I should say, is that Jameis can throw the ball downfield unlike Drew Brees could over the last, I want to say, couple of years. Now, a man who just got LASIK surgery in yourself, how can you relate to Jameis right now?
You know, you beat me to it, Bobbo, but I stand with Jameis as a LASIK survivor. And let me tell you what, the depth perception, the difference is unreal. I play a little lacrosse in my free time, you know, a little summer league, mix it up, little beer league action, eh? After my LASIK surgery, I went from, maybe 1 goal, a couple pipes, 2 jeebs a game to dropping 3-4 jeebs a game. Now, when you take into account that Jameis Winston is an elite, world-class level athlete, and he gets that type of upgrade late in life, you see the results. 5 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers is his son. It's unreal, the difference.
I was surprised in Jameis this past Sunday. One thing I didn't realize until after the game, does Aaron Rodgers just hate the state of Florida?
I think Aaron Rodgers hates everyone. His family, the state of Florida, the Packers. Outside of that Jeopardy set, I don't know what he likes.
What do you have? Like 1 fantasy point this past Sunday.
Unbelievable. I have him in my other league. I have him and Devontae Adams. I was sick.
Dude, he looks gross with that long hair. He just looks greasy. And I thought I looked greasy with my long hair at one point. But Aaron, you know my opinion on Aaron Rodgers. His family hates him.
That's all you need to know.
Honestly, the franchise doesn't like him. Do you see a lot of James Harden in him this season?
I mean, I wouldn't even say James Harden because James Harden was putting up points in Houston. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is trying to tank the Packers organization from the inside. He has
Yeah,
a personal vendetta against them for not trading him.
yo, that whole like last dance shit that he posted on his Instagram, like 3 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was the dumbest shit that you could have posted on Instagram. Bro, one, you haven't even made it to the Super Bowl with Devontae Adams. Last Super Bowl you won was in 2010 against the Steelers. You haven't really done much since. Tom Brady walks into Green Bay last year, beats you, right? I don't know what is good with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's some mental health issues type stuff, but I don't see him in Green Bay after this season. Honestly, I don't know who's going to want to deal with him. Do you have it? And I get it. It's overreaction Tuesday, week 1. Last team to lose to the Saints, 38-3, was the Super Bowl champions Buccaneers. That was week 9.
Yes, sir.
But what do you see out of Aaron and the Packers moving forward?
I mean, like I said, I am a Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams owner in one of my fantasy leagues, so I'd like to see them turn it around. But at the same time, I think if Aaron Rodgers keeps playing like this, I could also see the Packers organization kind of learning from the Brett Favre situation and turning to Jordan Love maybe at some point midway through the season if Aaron Rodgers keeps tanking like this. So I'd maybe keep an eye out on that. You saw him basically the entire fourth quarter of that game against the Saints. Now, you didn't see him do much, but it was a different look. And obviously part of that Aaron Rodgers controversy in Green Bay is because they chose to draft Jordan Love. And I think he was a first-round pick, either late first or early second, but chose to pick him instead of getting like an offensive lineman or another weapon for him. So I could definitely see that kind of, causing even a bigger divide between Rodgers and the Packers organization.
Exactly. And getting back to Jameis, is his nickname Jabu?
Jabu wins.
Jabu wins. Okay, Lobster Boy.
All right, I prepared one statement about Jameis, and it's going to be a question for you and all the fans out there. Okay, so it's about Jameis, but still, you can't not be impressed by this. There's only one quarterback in the NFL currently who through their 5 years, in comparison to every other quarterback through their 5 years, Jameis has thrown for more passing yards than Tom Brady, more passing touchdowns than Big Ben, fewer interceptions than Peyton Manning, higher passer rating than John Elway, and a higher completion percentage than Dan Marino. And that was pre-LASIK.
Wait, he threw less Jameis. We're talking about 30 for 30.
Brady or Manning. Hold up. I got the stat here. Give me a second. I got to go to stat man real quick.
Oh yeah, where's Jake Marsh when you need him?
Jameis has thrown 88 interceptions through 5 years. Peyton Manning was 100 interceptions through 5 years.
Oh yeah, that's right. Peyton Manning had a really
shitty. Yeah, he used to just be like a true gunslinger.
Yes. And you know what? I'm gonna eat my words after what I saw on Sunday when I was in the pod with Brett when I said that they were gonna be, last year's Patriots with no, real identity because of there's a full new quarterback. If you have a quarterback for I'll say 10 plus years, you're going to try to figure out your new identity.
Yeah.
And when Cam came in last year and beat the Dolphins 21-11, I was very high on him. But Jameis, he looked like, and this is hot. This is a hot take, like right off the grill.
Give me something boiling.
Like MVP type shit.
Okay, I mean, if you aren't going to your local sports book and taking every dollar to your name and throwing it on a Jameis Winston Comeback Player of the Year award, then you just don't like money. You have to be a communist or something along those lines.
Dirty commie if you do not have Jameis for NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
Throw the key out.
What was the exact quote? What was he like? He was like, I was just following what my trainer said. Like, what did he say again? Oh, yeah, be prepared.
Yep.
The most Jameis thing ever. It was so funny.
Trainer told me about that the key to preparation is to be prepared. Gotta be, I mean, hanging in the Louvre. Like
Whoever
a
his
absolutely all-time quote.
whoever his trainer is might be the next Gandhi.
I mean, yeah.
Like inspiration.
I think you also have to account into Jameis that literally everything he does is beyond entertaining. Like the E to W, the him running through like the tackle pads, him like flipping his hips pregame, like everything is must-see content. If NFL Films was smart, they would have a camera on him 24/7.
Yes, I agree with
I'm trying
that.
to see, I'm trying to see mic'd up Jameis very soon.
Yes, because he is very funny. Now, I didn't pay attention to the game at the point where I knew. So he didn't have Michael. He didn't have Michael Thomas, right? He's not
No,
going to be back until what week? What, like week 7, week 8?
week
Who did
6.
he throw? I wonder. Do you know who
It
his most
was,
targeted receiver was?
yeah.
'Cause I have no idea.
I want to say I think it was Deontay Thomas, I think is his name, and that's who he hooked up with for the one long passing touchdown, the like 60, 70-yarder. Let me see real quick. Hitting the stat guy. There's another, I think it was their tight end. I forgot what his name was. But he looked good too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Jameis had a great throw on 4th down into the back of the end zone, evading a defender. The Saints really out, and Michael Thomas just like slamp boy. Like Jameis was out there throwing to a bunch of janitors and still looking pretty good. I mean, he's got Camaro, which is massive, but
are we gonna go as far as the Jameis Winston return game, whatever week that might be? He might beat the Bucks.
I mean that's going to be an electric game. The thing is, what the Bucks showed me in week 1 was that they could play a bad game. I mean, when the turnover battle is 4-1 and you can still win the game by 1. I mean, you've watched it a million times growing up a Patriots fan. The second Brady got that ball with 1 minute 24 seconds left, you knew how that game was ending.
Yeah,
It feels like in year 2 the Bucks have almost like learned how to win more. Like you saw them drop some games in the regular season last year. Like they got blown out by the Packers, blown out twice by the Saints. Like kind of honestly, they were getting blown out by the Chiefs. They scored a couple times late in garbage time to like make it a 7-point game, I think. But honestly, this year I think just like much more like calm and steady. Like they don't have to be up and they won't be freaking out the whole time.
and I listened to Pat McAfee's podcast today, and they were saying it's not even the on the field growth with Jameis, but it's the off the field growth with him. I mean, he's meant to be a starting quarterback in this league, and he proved it yesterday. Ever since he got out of Florida State and the huge personality and the huge player that he was with the Knowles, he's always meant to be a starting quarterback. I just think, the LASIK surgery, which who would have ever thought that would play a huge factor.
It's a game changer.
It is. I mean, yeah, I would say it's pretty comparable. South Carolina club lacrosse in the NFL. Like, I mean, it's like
the two pinnacles of sport in this country.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be at peak athleticism for both, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So the next conversation, next topic we're going to get to is something that I posted on my Instagram last night, a poll, and I'm going to pull up the numbers. I hope it's still up. Did I post it late enough? Yes. So, all right. So SoFi versus Allegiant Stadium. Both look sexy on TV.
Unbelievable.
It's kind of like when you're at the bar. It's like, are you going to go with the blonde or are you going to go with the brunette? And they're both sexy. They're both hot, right? Which one are you going to go with, right? So we had SoFi at 57% and Allegiant Stadium at 43%. So 51 votes on the SoFi side and 38 votes on the Allegiant Stadium side. Now, in our fantasy group chat, I did like the take by Joe's brother, Nick. He said, SoFi looks better, but I would rather be at Allegiant. Now, this is like the third time I've heard this take, and I kind of agree with it. What's your take on how the stadiums look on TV?
Yeah, so after, I agree with you. One of the things that stuck out is what Joe's brother, shout out Nick Otero, the governor of the Washington fantasy team in our league. One of his
Watachiwa.
points he made is that he would rather have a table at Allegiant than go to SoFi. But I think SoFi definitely looks better on television there. I don't even know if you call it a jumbotron, whatever that massive screen is up top. Literally looks like VR.
And what they looked like a Rocket League arena or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Literally, both of them honestly kind of look like Rocket League arenas, but SoFi looks unreal. But my take is, and this kind of building off Nick's, is like there is no team in the NFL that stadium like fits them and screams like their city more than Allegiant Stadium screams Las Vegas.
It was Vegas through and through.
Yeah,
It was phenomenal. Between Steve Aoki, the opening set, like
Bruce Banner there, like doing the UFC or boxing like intro, basically. Like it was the most Vegas, like over the top production. You can get a table at the stadium, bottle service. Like I'm pretty sure they have a nightclub somewhere inside the stadium. Like it's next level.
I wouldn't, you know how like I've never been to Vegas, but you know how like Vegas DJs, like when it comes to just like, I don't really know the nightclubs out there, the names of them, but you know how they have like residency or whatever it's called. Will there be a resident DJ at Vegas?
I mean, I feel like I think the thing with Vegas is that there's probably so many people seeing that stadium who are booking trips and they're like would normally go for a long weekend and they're like, bam, on Sunday, instead of just betting the game, I can literally bet all day, go to the game for a couple hours, go back and keep betting. Like for like someone who's going to Vegas, because when people go to Vegas, they're going there to like, blow out, to like have an absolute weekend or a time. Like it adds so much to the experience.
I can also see Allegiant being the second drunkest stadium right behind Orchard Park in the Bills. Want to know why? When you go out in Vegas, and this is, like I said, I've never been, but for my friends, on social media, they're out till like 6 a.m., right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't think there's an out till, I think they're just out, period. Like I don't think it really ever stops.
aren't you just going to continue your freaking time at the game if you're going to go to the game?
I bet Allegiant is filled with the most fans currently under the influence of a narcotic.
Oh, and we're not going to really talk about which narcotics on here.
A myriad, a grab bag. You just take the whole grab bag and dump it in, and you got probably a little bit of everything going on in that stadium.
Yeah, it's a mystery, but if you're smart enough and you've been to college, I think you can pretty much assume what narcotics and drugs the people are inside of Allegiant Stadium. Now, from the outside, I think that Allegiant looks like the Death Star, right? Star Wars, but SoFi from the outside, just the walking in aspect looks so good. But that flame inside of the stadium looks beautiful. All right, I'm going to ask you a little trivia question. What was the first big event in Allegiant Stadium that opened up just in general? Just like, what was the first big event in Allegiant Stadium post-COVID, since they didn't have fans?
Trying to think, something in LA.
No, in Allegiant and Vegas.
Oh,
what was the first?
Vegas.
I'm talking about sporting event, show, anything.
EDC Las Vegas.
It was my boy. Millennium opened up there.
Oh, Millennium. See, I wasn't too far off though. I don't know what time period EDC Las Vegas is, but I feel like that's not a bad guess.
He did 3 sets at Allegiant Stadium, and he sold out. He sold out within like 2 minutes. I'm excited for the Raiders.
I bet with that stadium, like it's probably got crazy tech. I bet the shows there are nuts.
Crazy tech. Both teams at their respective stadiums. LA looked great.
Yeah.
The turf looks so bright on TV. I don't know whether it's just like NBC broadcasting or whatever. I loved what the Raiders did last night.
That was early candidate for game of the year. I mean, Brian Edwards. They think the game's over, come back out. Most Raiders saying throw a pick. Then Lamar fumbles, and then Raiders go back down and seal it. Absolutely nuts game.
Yeah, I saw that like the probability tracker on ESPN during lunch today of like how the Raiders going to win overtime. It was like and then it's like went way up once Zay Jones scored that touchdown. And I liked what Derek Carr said after the game, how Zay Jones has been showing up at 6 a.m. every single day. And, it's just for throwing practice. And I get it. It's week 1. This is a, you and I both know.
Yeah.
It is a long
It's a small
season.
sample size. But I mean, like you said, this is the episode of early reactions. Like, get your takes out there and get them out there aggressively.
And do I think the Raiders are going to make it to the playoffs still? No. I think it's a coaching thing at this point. I think they have the talent to be in the playoffs, but knowing the Raiders in the month of December, like mid-November to mid-December, I can just see them going like below 500 and completely blowing their playoff chances. But on the other side, with SoFi Stadium, the Rams, oh my God, did Matthew Stafford look good.
Serious contenders. I mean, him and Cooper Kupp look like they're in mid-season form and have been playing together for years. They had a couple good deep hookups. That defense is so talented. They look great. And they're gonna be legit contenders.
And talking to all the Bears fans in my office today, I told them this. I said, you know what, guys, it's a win-win. It was going to be a win-win no matter what. If you win the game, you're 1-0. It's a win. If you lose the game, it's a week closer to Justin Fields. Yeah. Now, Chicago, diehard sports city, from what I can already tell, right? Huge market, whatever the case may be. They are going to boo Andy Dalton on Sunday. They are going to.
He's a nice guy, but yeah.
Yeah, nice guy. The Red Rifle, great guy. Did his thing in Cincinnati, 6 straight playoff appearances, didn't win any of them. They were always like that divisional team that always lost at home, it seemed like. And then he went to the Cowboys, had like a good game there. And you know what? It's a win-win for Justin Fields as well. If Justin Fields goes in and he stinks, they'll blame it on the coaching staff. If he goes in and does great, that's awesome. So honestly, if you're a Bears fan right now, you can't really complain about really anything besides your coaching. Like
besides
you're winning every week.
Probably better quarterback sitting on your bench, but I mean, it's also they're just playing a waiting game. Like, Nagy's not gonna probably. I don't know if his contract's up after this year, but there's no way he probably lasts past this year unless they make the playoffs, which I really don't see that happening.
Yeah, it was just very nice. Honestly, can we just have every single prime time, like every single Monday night game at Allegiant Stadium?
Yeah.
Like there was nothing more electric than those fans, and it was loud. I love seeing the camera shake.
Great environment.
But the SoFi versus Allegiant Stadium is definitely a topic of conversation going. A very stupid topic to talk about, but honestly,
you also got to think. I don't know if you've seen, but Mark Davis has built or is building a house that matches Allegiant Stadium. It's pretty impressive.
How beautiful is Mark Davis?
He's a gem of a man. I'm pretty sure he was wearing the all white last night, looking fresh.
Dude, I don't know who his barber is, but I have to go to him. Everything about him, just everything you look at him is electric. I loved seeing John Gruden fight back those man tears and warm up, just knowing that John Gruden's an absolute hardo.
Yep.
But moving forward for both the Bears and the Ravens, I think the Bears are just one step closer to starting Justin Fields, which is a win for the Bears franchise. And I think the Raiders are, obviously screwed. Not like screwed. I still think they're going to somehow sneak into the playoffs. But I think that they definitely have to rely on Lamar more than they should. And I think I'm a huge Lamar guy. Their running game, everybody's out.
They've been killed by injury too.
Yeah. They didn't have like any receivers out there really.
I got sitting on my bench. I think his name's Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. He had like 19 points. I think he had like 100 and a touchdown.
Oh yeah, no. Hollywood Brown looked great. One thing I always forget is that he always starts off very fast. You watched the Mannings on Monday Night Football last night, right?
I watched him for like 15 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, that's enough. I need my Monday Night Football fix.
Yeah, there's only so much. I mean, I hate Peyton Manning.
I
Obviously,
was gonna text you to watch it because it's very kind of like analytical. Like they're like calling out pre-play if the blitz is coming, or like going through with the quarterbacks, thinking like you would probably, if it was anyone but the Mannings, you would probably be all into it. But I understand your
this is me. This is a
beef with
very.
them.
Oh, this is a totally unbiased opinion. I hate Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Completely unbiased opinion. Because obviously the Patriots had a rivalry with Peyton, and we all know what Eli did to my boy Tommy in those 2 Super Bowls. Ryan, I know you have work tomorrow, and I know you are an hour ahead of me. Is there anything else that you would like to say about SoFi versus Allegiant or the Jameis tracker?
No, just keep your eyes out on Jameis this year in New Orleans. I'll be bringing you some updates, but you're not going to be needing them after about week 3 when the rest of the world hops on the train. So be on the lookout for that. And outside of that, thank you for having me on. I had a great time, and I'll be hyped to see the episode when it releases.
By the way, keep your mustache.
Comment below. Do you like it?
I like it, man. Does Carly like it?
Goes in waves. I think she's kind of a fan of it.
She's warming
She at
up
least
to
tells
it.
me she is.
Yeah, every
No,
time.
she liked it at first, and then I think it slowly is fading on her. But
Yeah,
we'll
every
see.
single
Maybe I
time.
wake up one morning and it's just shaved off my face.
No, I like it. Every time I had a mustache and I would do it for like one night, the night always just ended terribly for me. But every single time I had a mustache, something went down for me that I just did not need to happen. But anyways, Ryan, thank you for having us on. Thank you for coming on the show today. We're gonna have Ryan on for the Jameis tracker throughout the season. What do you want to say? Like once every 4 weeks or so? Does it kind of keep it up
Yeah,
quarterly?
sounds good. 4 or 5 times this year.
All right, and we'll try to talk about SoFi versus Allegiant again. Ryan, thank you, brother.
Yeah, hell yeah. Have a good one.
All right, all love, man.
All right, peace.
All right, and that was Ryan Lipsky. Now let's talk about my bets from the weekend. It's Overreaction Tuesday. It really is. We are not going to fade me yet. We are not going to fade me yet because the pick that I had at Browns plus 5.5 or Browns plus 6. Sorry, I got him at 5.5 at the last second. Hey, I was saying this ever since the NFL schedule release. Browns plus 5 or Browns plus 6, whatever line you had it at, was going to hit, and it did. Lost all my parlays. Lost every single one of them, including college football. Thank you, Notre Dame, for that one. Really appreciate that. You're at home against Toledo. Toledo? And you barely win? Come on. I have so many friends that are Notre Dame fans, and this is like a top 5 team that I dislike the most in all of sports because I hate whenever they get in the college football playoffs and they get destroyed every single year. I hate it. But I bet on them. Guess what? They lost. Now, I am not no degenerate when it comes to betting on sports. I do it because it's fun, and I do it within what I can with whatever money, right? But my weekend of betting sucked, right? Almost hit my player prop parlay yesterday. Almost I just needed Lamar to run for a touchdown. I thought he was going to run for one just because they'd have any running backs. Actually, when Latavius Murray scored that touchdown, he could have, on the read option, he could have ran it, or he could have he handed off to Latavius Murray and scored. I was disappointed, but you know what? Bet responsibly, in what you like to do when it comes to betting, and we're not fading me yet. We are not fading me yet, but we will be back. We keep fighting. We fight and we fight until we win again. I'll come out with my picks on Thursday. All right. what we all want to talk about, aka what I want to talk about, because this is my show. Pats versus Dolphins recap. Miami came in and beat New England 17-16 on Sunday. Now, here's what I have to say. Mac Jones looked great. He did what I expected him to do. No turnovers. Looked poised. 74% throwing the ball. 281 yards. 1 touchdown. Looked great. Now, the one thing that was weird was that little backwards pass thing to Jonnu Smith. I have no idea what he was thinking there. He had a beautiful ball to James White on the 3rd down. Beautiful. And James White didn't want to leave. Tampa Bay wanted him. James White said no. He wanted to stay in New England. Because I think that James White sees a future in Mac. And I agree with Portnoy's take. Mac is going to be our franchise quarterback for at least the next 12 to 15 years. And I like 3 rings out of Mac. Do I think it's going to happen this year? No. Am I going to manifest it? Am I going to manifest this again? Yes, I will. Do I still think they're going to go to the playoffs? Yes. We started off 1-0 last year, finished 7-9. We start 0-1 this year. We're going to the fucking playoffs. We play the Jets next week. Sorry ass team. We play Jameis and the Saints. That'll be a great game. Very competitive in New England. Then we play the Bucks, but we're not going to talk about that until that time comes, because that'll be the most emotional preview and recap. I might cry. My parents are literally driving 10 hours to watch this game with me here in Chicago. Another point, we need Gilmore back. We need him. Seems like Devontae Parker always has great games in New England. Always does. J.C. Jackson, yeah, he had a pretty decent game. I still think he's a top 10 corner. But he needs Gilmore to cover up whatever flaws that he has in his game. And I used to talk a lot of shit about Stephon Gilmore. But we need him back. And pay the man. Just do it. We have our defense for the next few years now. Just pay him. Penalties. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Over 80 yards of penalties. 80. That's easily fixed. Turnovers. Ramondre Stevenson spoke very highly of you. Yes, you got benched. And J.J. Taylor's coming back, I think, next week. Or this coming up week. So I think he's getting more touches than you. Yes. But I still have faith in you, man. You will get your time to shine once again. Damian Harris. 100 yards. What I expected. This will not define you. This game will not define you as a player. You will still finish as a top 10 running back in this league by the end of the season behind that O-line. You'll be fine, sir. Our defense is top 5 in the league. Easy. Easy. Did they play Tua? Yes. Is Tua average? Yes. Did I like what J.C. Jackson said after the game, saying that's what Tua does? He just throws the ball when he's under pressure in the middle of nowhere? No, I did not like that. It's not the Patriots way, J.C. I get it. You're a corner. Like to talk. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I like what we saw out of our defense. Judon absolutely destroyed Tua on the interception. For JJ to intercept the ball, a.k.a. Jonathan Jones. Also like what I saw to Uche, Christian Barmore. I would like to see a little more Chase Winovich. Jalen Mills had a great play in the end zone. But they just gave up touchdowns at the wrong time. New England red zone offense just needs to improve. Is Josh McDaniels overrated as offensive coordinator? If they can't score points in the red zone throughout the season, I will say yes, because he's going to be our next head coach after Belichick retires. But we will see. Now, talk about the Dolphins here. Flores, great coach. Respect him. Love Brian Flores. I think he has a great thing going on over there. There's only so much you can do with Tua Tagovailoa. I hope I said his name correctly. Now, moving forward for New England, just fix all those issues. I really hope that Belichick has them run hills this week on that little side hill not side hill. It's in like, if you've ever been to Patriot training camp and have seen their practice fields, they're like, there's 2 practice fields, and then there's like this little hill in the back that they used to condition themselves before the 2014 Super Bowl win against Seahawks. And it's been there. I hope Bill, so they have 8 penalties and like 2 fumbles. I'm saying that's 10. That's 10 things that went bad. So multiply that by 2. I hope they ran 20 hills on Monday morning. And I really hope a fire is lit up under their ass. My favorite part about the game was when Mac Jones scored threw that touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar. That he didn't care about that his first touchdown. So it was just in the post-game press conference. Another play. Who cares? In the game, we want to win. That's what they call him, the Joker. I don't think Mac has feelings, and I love it. I love it. I'm very high in New England still. Very high. And I'm excited to see them destroy the Jets and cover the spread against the Jets this Sunday in New York. Zach Wilson, your little bandana thing that you wear that flings in the back of your helmet is about to get knocked off. Be prepared. We're sending them. The dogs. We are sending them at you. That concludes episode 3. I'm going to be doing 2 episodes a week moving forward. About 1 guest either on Tuesdays or Thursdays. Thursday will probably just be by myself. Next Tuesday, we're going to have my friend Devin on because he's going to be at which I think is the game of the week, the Chiefs-Ravens Sunday Night Football. That'll be fun in Baltimore to watch. I think there'll be a lot of points scored. And can't really complain when you get Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson on Sunday Night Football. You can't complain about that, can you? But it was great to have football back. Week 1 is in the books. We still have another 17 weeks to go, since it's considered now 18-week season. 17 weeks to go. We're in for the long haul here. I'm excited. And it's going to be a great year. But subscribe, like, comment, support. As I said before, I do this for myself because I'm very passionate about the sport of football. I was never very good at it. I mean, I left the sport when I was in 7th grade. I was like 12 to play soccer because I was way better at that than I was football. But I know what I see. I'm a big eye test guy and a big analytics guy. And I'm excited to move forward into week 2 and what this NFL week has in season. Again, I'm going to say it again. Sub, comment, like, support. Anything will help. Go Pats. LFG.